Good evening, everybody, and welcome to live severe weather coverage here. I am Hunter Smith, and we are going to be covering some severe weather that's happening up in Wisconsin right now, as well as down into Iowa. Multiple tornado warnings all into Wisconsin, down into Iowa. We also have severe thunderstorm warnings taking place down here in Texas and Oklahoma as well. My main focus is this right here, where we have all these severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings ongoing, and we even have had a few observed tornadoes off of these storms already. So these storms are definitely producing tornadoes this evening up here in Iowa and Wisconsin. All of these right now are radar indicated threats. So
weather alert, tornado warning, seek shelter
over
immediately.
here because we have multiple tornado warnings ongoing right now. We'll zoom into this one here near Dodgeville, Wisconsin. It's just to the west of Madison, quite a ways west of Madison, Wisconsin. But as you guys can tell, we have multiple tornado warnings ongoing. This one here looks not as organized as some, but it's still a little bit more organized, I think, than this one here. This one only has 9 minutes left. All of these are radar indicated as of right now. If you guys are in any of these tornado warnings, you guys need to be in your storm shelters. So, tornado warning up here. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this one. This is a nice little supercell. You can kind of see the hook on that supercell. A little bit of a better organized supercell here. Kind of hooks around a little bit better right there. Let's go ahead and switch over to velocity. You guys can see there's a nice broad rotation area right over Wisconsin Dells. Lake Delton, right there. Just to the north of Lake Delton is where that broad rotation area is on this particular tornado warning. Still radar indicated though. So it's going to be for northwestern Columbia County and south central Wisconsin, southwestern Marquette County. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Please forgive me if I'm not. South central Wisconsin, north central Sauk County, and south central Wisconsin. This runs till 6:45 Central Daytime. So tornado and $half size hail with this particular cell. It does look like the rotation is actually wrapping up on this though, guys. Circle that out. It was a pretty broad rotation, and now it's kind of starting to get that tight couplet look. Still right there near Wisconsin Dells there, kind of north of Lake Delton. So this is definitely a storm we need to watch here that's tornado warned. Let's go ahead and go back to reflectivity. A little bit more organized out of some of these cells. You have this one here that we also need to pay attention to. This one as well, but this one looks primarily well organized in a sense with this particular setup. We also have this isolated supercell that's going up, currently severe warned for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. We might need to watch this as this progresses.
Weather alert, severe thunderstorm warning.
Just a severe thunderstorm warning right now. We'll definitely need to watch this as it progresses. This one is near Veracruz. Kind of south of West by there, so radar indicated 1-inch hail for central Vernon County. It's going to be until 6:45. So we do need to watch that as it progresses. Go back up to this cell. This is currently just
Weather alert, tornado warning,
a
seek
tornado
shelter
warning.
immediately.
Nothing confirmed out of this yet. Some of these storms have had confirmed tornadoes on them though, so this one should be expiring. This one looks kind of like a blob of a mess here right now, so here's another tornado warning. This is down in near Cedar Rapids, more specifically a little west of Wyoming, Iowa. And then we have another one down here as well, which is also radar indicated. So all of these are radar indicated right now. You do need to keep an eye on them though as they progress. This one I'm still kind of concerned about. It has that hook to it. We have a little merger though that's coming in here, merging into the storm. That could help fire it up just a little bit better, but let's go ahead and go to velocity. And we have these mergers that are kind of merging into the cell here. So sometimes when you get cells that merge into each other, kind of get the storms to kind of ramp up a little bit better. That's not always the case, but sometimes that can happen. And with this particular storm, we do have a tight rotation going on still near Wisconsin Dells. Now, this cell seems to be pretty slow moving. The rotation is staying pretty close to Wisconsin Dells right there. So we kind of need to watch as the cell kind of progresses. Still radar indicated. So if you guys are in the path of this cell here, it's a pretty small tornado warning, but let's go ahead and pull it up. Northwestern Columbia County, if you guys are in the path of this, you guys need to be in your storm shelters right now. It runs till 6:45 p.m. So the storm is capable of producing a tornado. As I said, it's radar indicated right now. Nothing confirmed, but still, we need to keep an eye on this. New tornado warning. They did extend the tornado warning, it looks like. I'd like to say they extended that tornado warning up here till 6:30 now. This one's till 6:30. This is for southeastern Adams County in central Wisconsin. So if you guys are in that county, anybody in southeastern Adams County in central Wisconsin, be in your storm shelters. This is for that storm that's near Wisconsin Dells. It's moving east at 35 miles per hour. It's capable of producing a tornado, golf ball size hail as well. So a real nice couplet going on here with this cell. Got those greens and those reds meeting together, starting to get a real tight couplet on this. So anybody in the path of this storm, you guys need to be in your storm shelters. It does look like the rotation has gotten a little bit weaker with this new scan, but we still have a little bit more of a tighter couplet going on there. Go to correlation coefficient here. As mentioned, this is just radar indicated, but we need to take these tornado warnings seriously because you know, these storms could definitely produce. These storms have had confirmed tornadoes on them. So just kind of scanning down through here to kind of see what we got going on. Let's go ahead and hop down here to Iowa real quick. We'll head back to that.
Weather alert, severe thunderstorm
So
warning.
severe thunderstorm warning in effect right here. It has had a tornado warning on it, and we still have that tornado warning in effect for another 30 minutes. Another radar indicated tornado warning. This is near Wayland, Iowa. So Wayland, Iowa. You guys currently aren't under the tornado warning. The tornado warning is just to the west of you guys. So, but you guys need to be watching this. Probably are getting some rain right now. Probably experiencing this storm. But as this storm moves forward, we could definitely have the potential for this storm organizing a little bit better and actually producing a tornado. It's a little bit more isolated to itself as well. So, let's see, that's Olds, Iowa here. Let's go ahead and look at the velocity on this particular cell. It's a little bit kind of difficult to see because it's right on the edge of this radar scan. But we can pick out a little bit of rotation right on the tip of that. It's kind of hard to see because the scan on this particular radar scan, it made it real difficult, made it real blotchy. But we still have this tornado warning for another 29 minutes, and this includes what you guys are out of this threat path right now, simply because this has moved out of the warning area, so they should probably either cancel this or extend this out forward. If they extend that out, we will definitely keep an eye on that storm. Head back up here to Wisconsin, where we have all of those tornado warnings going on. This one is kind of getting a little bit of a mess here. That one tornado warning we were watching.
Weather alert, tornado warning, seek shelter
just
immediately.
a minute ago. Rotation has kind of broadened out a lot since we've looked at it. As you guys can tell, we don't really have that tight couplet there. It's kind of broadened out a real large area there. But we still need to keep an eye on this as it progresses. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I've got my phone here that I'm reading the feed off of, so if you guys have any questions, just feel free to drop them in the comments, and I will be sure to answer them. Okay, so it looks like they dropped 2 of the tornado warnings off of the storms here in Iowa. We still do have a lot of those tornado warnings going on here in Wisconsin. Indiana and Ohio has also got some severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing as well.
Weather alert, severe thunderstorm
Let's
warning.
hop over there and take a look at those. Most of these are for hail and wind right now. So some of these storms that are pushing out of Indiana going into Ohio. pretty big blob of a mess right there that's pushing in there. If we move down here to Texas, Texas and Oklahoma, this is another area that we really need to watch. We've got some supercells that's firing off over there. It's a real nice little supercell that's starting to develop. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for another 10 minutes for that one. They'll probably extend that severe thunderstorm warning though. It's near Duncan. It's in Oklahoma there. And then we also have this big line here that's severe warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds as well. Extending basically from Custer City to, let's just say, Carter, which, by the way, they just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for this one. Alrighty guys, so it does appear that they extended this severe thunderstorm warning for another 38 minutes. This is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and half-dollar size hail until 7 p.m. Central Daytime. So for that one supercell that's going up out here in Oklahoma. Got this other supercell here that we're going to have to watch as well. Far southwestern portion of Oklahoma here near Blair, Oklahoma. It's got a nice classic eagle-shaped supercell look to it. It's not really hooked around all that much, but it's severe warned for 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, so quarter-size hail. This runs until 6:45 p.m. And just a large swath of basically severe thunderstorm warnings here. So let's go ahead and go back up here. It looks like we have some new tornado warnings in effect for parts of Iowa.
Weather alert, tornado warning, seek
So
shelter
a new
immediately.
tornado warning has been issued for this cell near Worthington, Iowa. You're going to be out of it, but people that are within this cell here, you guys need to be in your storm shelters. So north of Cascade, Iowa here. It's going to be for Dubuque County and northeastern Iowa. It's going to run until 7 p.m. So this is a new tornado warning for this cell. You guys need to be in your storm shelters. This radar indicated right now, super hard to tell where the rotation is, but that's because of this radar scan. It's being way out there, so. Also got this one here near Onslow, Wyoming. This is also in Iowa as well. This runs until 6:45 p.m. For Central Jones County. So if you guys are in Central Jones County in Iowa, be in your storm shelters. A lot of these are still radar indicated, we'll go ahead and go back up here to Wisconsin and take a look at some of these other cells too. It's a big mess up here, guys. So if any of these tornadoes would practically be developing, they're so wrapped in rain from all these other storms. They're interacting with these other storms, and it'd be pretty difficult to see the tornado if they were developing. But all of these tornado warnings that are going on is absolutely insane. So we got this one. Westfeld's included in this tornado warning. It's moving towards the Green Lake area here. And then we have Lewiston. So this was the Wisconsin Dell cell that I was telling you about, that we had started out on. Rotation, it's not too strong on some of these cells. It's pretty difficult to tell. But basically, you're going to be talking rotation somewhere right in there with at least that cell. And then we have this one. This one's looking pretty nice. Pretty good for maybe it could be wrapping up to produce a tornado here. Near Muirton. It's a pretty broad rotation right now. So you have this whole area basically right here that it's not super tight. It's not a super tight rotation right there. So, but it is starting to wrap up. And this is for a tornado and ping pong ball size hail. And this runs until 6:45 p.m. Now, it does look like we do have a report here that says a trained weather spotter had reported a wall cloud near Heartland. So that's going to be back over here. This was Heartland. Rotation is pretty broad. Again, rotation should be somewhere right in there. So they reported that somewhere back over in here where Heartland is. So again, we need to keep an eye on this cell because that does have a report of a wall cloud being reported on this particular cell. It's still in Wisconsin as well, so kind of keep an eye on that. If you guys are in the path of this storm, you guys need to be in your storm shelter right now because we do have, or we have had a report of a wall cloud being present with this particular storm by a trained weather spotter. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. Check some of these. These are radar indicated as well. Keep an eye on this. Go ahead and go to the full radar here. So here's the full radar. You guys can kind of get a pretty decent detail of this cell. And this is in Wisconsin. Milwaukee is down here. I'll circle Milwaukee down here. But this cell is kind of to the northwest of Milwaukee. About 18 miles. 18 miles from Milwaukee to the northwest. Still pretty broad rotation on this. So again, we're going to be looking at rotation probably not that wide, but it's still a pretty broad rotation somewhere right in here. Let me correct that. So everybody feel free to jump into the comments. Let me know how the stream's going. This is something that is kind of new here on the channel. doing some severe weather coverage, so let me know how the stream has been going for you guys on your end. Let's hop over here towards Dodgeville, where we have this tornado warning going on over there. Let's see if we can get a better scan on that. Yeah, this is a little bit of a better scan. Probably experiencing some strong winds off of this as well. So this runs until 6:45. 6:45. This is about, so a tornado and 2-inch hail possible with this. Still radar indicated, but check this out, guys. This area here, it's tight. It's a pretty tight area right there, but this looks like we'd probably be experiencing some pretty strong winds off of that cell there. Take a look at reflectivity. Yeah, so a little bit of rotation probably right there. We probably definitely have a little bit of some rotation there. Maybe down here. Let's see. But this is off this leading edge of that cell. Off the leading edge of that cell right there. So that means that probably experiencing some wind off that. Definitely. It's going towards Blue Mounds. Still keeping an eye on... Oh!
Weather alert,
Got
tornado
an
warning,
observed
seek shelter
tornado
immediately.
warning here, so we're going to hop back over here, guys. An observed tornado. Check this out. This is a big-time supercell going on right now. Let's go ahead and draw that out for you guys. We've got this cell that's wrapping around right here. And we're going to hop over to velocity. So, tornado warning in effect. Town of Lisbon, Wisconsin. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But right here, this is where our tornado is going to be located at, guys. So if you guys are in the path of this storm, you need to be in your storm shelters. This is a confirmed tornado. Confirmed tornado on the ground. Should be on the ground. It's radar confirmed. So it should be on the ground right now. This tornado will be near Brookfield. Brookfield at around 6:35 p.m. Brookfield's down here. The tornado's located a little north of that. So it was heading in that direction. The velocity looks like it's kind of rotation somewhere right in here. This is an observed radar confirmed tornado. We'll take a look at the warning here exactly. If you guys are in the path of this, you need to be in your storm shelters. In your storm shelters if you guys are in the path of this. This is in Wisconsin. This isn't a radar confirmed tornado. So this cell should have definitely produced. If we take a look at the correlation coefficient here, we have a nice CC drop here. I just circled the CC drop. We have a nice CC drop there. This depicts that a tornado was likely on the ground at this particular point. It may not have lasted too long, but if you guys are in the path of this, you guys need to be in your storm shelters. And this was near the town of Lisbon, so you guys need to be in your storm shelters because this storm is definitely capable of producing a tornado. They also did just extend the tornado warning. This is a big time supercell, guys. Check this out. It's got a huge hook on it. It's wrapping around basically right here. I just drew it out for you guys. It's kind of wrapping around right there. It's pretty obscured by rain too. So if a tornado does occur with this storm, more than likely it could possibly be rain wrapped. But this is a big time supercell. Rear flank downdraft will probably be somewhere right in there. But here's that notch going into the supercell. Now, it's still capable of producing a tornado, guys. This is definitely still capable of producing a tornado. It may just be recycling right now. So the new tornado warning is in effect for northern Milwaukee County and southeastern Wisconsin. So Milwaukee, you guys are included with this. You guys need to be in your storm shelters. Go ahead and be in your storm shelters. The storm is still a little ways out from you guys, about 11 to 12 miles. So you guys have time to get into your storm shelters. But if you're in Milwaukee, be in your storm shelters right now. Whitefish Bay, you guys should also be in your storm shelter. Glendale, Shorewood as well. Everybody that's included in this tornado warning right here needs to be in their storm shelter. This is a big time supercell heading right towards you guys. So it did have a CC drop near the town of Lisbon here, so that means that a tornado could have likely touched down there. It was a radar confirmed tornado, not spotter confirmed, but it likely touched down there with the CC drop that I had seen. And this does have a huge history of tornado warnings with it, so you guys need to be in your storm shelters. Continue to watch the cell as it moves towards the new tornado warning. It's a big time supercell, guys. I'm gonna switch over to the full radar view here. This is a massive supercell that's heading right towards Shorewood. Shorewood's definitely going to get hit with the Whitefish Bay. You guys are going to get hit with this. Glendale, you're in the path of this as well. Milwaukee, you'll probably get a little bit in on this action as well, but this is a big time supercell. It's got a well-defined notch going into it as well. A nice hook going all the way around. So Brookfield, you guys need to be in your storm shelters right now. You guys should have already been in your storm shelter. Elm Grove, I would recommend that you guys be in your storm shelters also. Butler, you guys need to be in your storm shelters as well. You guys are going to probably get hit with the supercell. You should be getting hit with it actually right now. Brookfield is probably experiencing a lot of wind with this. This is the rear flank downdraft of the storm, so you guys are going to probably be experiencing a lot of wind out of this cell here. Butler, you're taking a direct hit with the hook, so you need to be in your storm shelters. You should have already been in your storm shelters right now. But you guys are taking a direct hit with this, so It's going to head right towards the Shorewood and Whitefish Bay area. Glendale as well should get in on some of this action. This storm has had the history of producing a tornado. Also have another observed tornado warning here, guys.
Weather alert, tornado warning, seek shelter
Go ahead and
immediately.
take a look at this one here. Observed tornado. This is going to be Kingston. You guys are included in this tornado warning. The confirmed observed tornado here. If you guys are in the path of this, you guys need to be in your storm shelters also. A lot of confirmed tornadoes or observed tornadoes going on right now, so see if we can get a little bit of a better radar scan of this cell here. Take a look at the correlation coefficient. Not able to get a real good scan on this. Maybe from here. So I'm not able to get a real good scan on this particular cell, guys, but this here is an observed tornado also. Observed tornado warning. So, Kingston, you guys are included in that. This be heading towards the Green Lake area. Green Lake, I would recommend, even though you're not included in the tornado warning right now, the core of the storm is about 20 miles from you guys. Looks like the hook of it is about 28 miles from you guys right now. I would recommend go ahead and get into your storm shelters as this is heading in that direction right now. We also have another tornado warning that overlaps that's radar indicated. And this is a big blob of a mess here, so should also watch this supercell here. I'm surprised it's not severe warned quite yet. Hop down here to Oklahoma and Texas and kind of see what's going on down here. Looks like a lot of hail and wind mostly with these cells. So we'll head back up to where the tornado warnings are going off right now. Again, this is an observed tornado. Tornado warning observed, so you need to be in your storm shelters if you're in the path of this. So again, this is kind of heading into the direction of Green Lake. Green Lake, you're not included in the tornado warning right now, but this could be extended out. And you also have another tornado warning you got to watch. Another 16 minutes for that one. That's kind of heading in your direction as well. Observed tornado with the cell here. You also had that observed tornado down here as well, which is now radar indicated. This is a big time supercell. Butler took a direct hit with that hook right there. That hook wraps around right through here, comes on around here, and they took a direct hit with that. Now it's kind of heading in the direction of Glendale. brown deer, you might also see some of this action as well as it pushes up. Again, if you guys are in this tornado warning, runs for another 30 minutes. It's kind of not as organized right now, but it did appear that it produced a tornado near the town of Lisbon here. So, town of Lisbon, you probably experienced a tornado, because that is when it was confirmed. The correlation coefficient showed a CC drop on that cell whenever it crossed into the town of Lisbon. So, Butler, you guys are probably fixing to get out of it, but we also have another cell behind here that's heading in this direction as well. Might still be experiencing some strong winds off this back end here. I just seen the comments here. Stream is going really good. Alright, that's awesome. And audio is great. Alright, that is awesome to hear. Let me know where you guys are checking in from this evening as well. Then as these storms cross over here, we're going to be dealing with some special marine warnings as well. So obviously you don't want to be on the water here with severe weather coming in. Hopefully nobody is. But this tornado warning is still ongoing. Still need to remain in your storm shelters. And we also have these other radar indicated cells that are one that's going into Cross Plains. So if you're in Cross Plains, you guys need to be in your storm shelter. Cross Plains, Wisconsin. It's headed in the direction of Maple Bluff as well. So Maple Bluff, town of Westport, Madison, Wisconsin. You guys might get in on it. You'll definitely get hit by the storm, more than likely. Then we also have some flash flood warnings that's going on as well. So where all these storms have been tracking across here, flash flooding is a concern. Still got this observed tornado warning up here for another 27 minutes. So it's still observed. Let's check the velocity on this. It's kind of hard to really depict where the rotation is, but I'm going to guess it's somewhere right in here with the greens and the reds touching. Somewhere right in there, I would assume. It doesn't look... Honestly, I'm surprised that it's even an observed tornado warning. I mean, it doesn't really look too organized from my point of view. But, again, some of the most unorganized storms can sometimes produce tornadoes, especially if they tap into the right ingredients. This is a real big blob of a mess here, guys, so it's kind of really hard to tell. The only way you can really tell is with our velocity scans. So I'd still remain in your storm shelters. Kingston, Princeton, going towards Green Lake. But I would remain, if you are in this tornado warning, be in your storm shelters. Looks like we have had some extended tornado warnings down here. First, let's take a look at this cell to make sure we're still doing good because we also have this other supercell behind it. This cell is north of Milwaukee. We also have this supercell that is pushing in as well. And this will also probably impact Brookfield and Butler as well. Currently severe warned. So, this one does have a tornado possible tag on it. But 60-mile-per-hour winds and 2-inch hail is going to be possible with this. So real large hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds is going to be possible with the tornado possible tag on this particular cell that's moving towards the town of Brookfield and Butler as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as it progresses. Now let's go ahead and go down here to these cells down here in Iowa crossing into Illinois. So this would be the far northern portion of Illinois as well. So very far northern portion of Illinois. Galena, Illinois. Guilford. See, Rice, Illinois. You guys are included in this tornado warning. It's radar indicated. We'll go ahead and take a look at the velocity. And this is why we have a tornado warning. So it's kind of similar. Let me go back to reflectivity real quick. So it's kind of similar to a line of storms. A line of storms here that kind of just making its way across into portions of Illinois and Wisconsin. But if I switch over to velocity, here, kind of see this rotation. It's pretty broad rotation area that's about 5 miles to the west of Rice, Illinois. So it's a pretty broad rotation area, but that's why we got this tornado warning. It's radar indicated. Now, on the other hand, this tornado warning that is moving out of Iowa, I believe this is still in Iowa, west of Andrew. This is a tight couplet here that we've got going on, so we're going to have to watch this particular cell as it progresses towards the east. Checking in from Missouri. Are we going to get any of the extreme weather? So we are going to get some storms. We're not over with the severe weather threat, especially across Missouri. We were under a slight risk for severe weather today, and that's why we've got some of these storms out here in Oklahoma and Texas firing up. We could see some storms fire up in Kansas a little bit later on as well. Missouri, right now there's no activity really going on with severe weather, but going into tomorrow and the next few days, we could have the possibility of severe weather. Tomorrow, I do believe that we're going to see some severe storms that will definitely push into Missouri, and they could have the potential for damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes as well. This is basically what I'm going to call a marathon of severe weather threats. So it kind of started earlier on this week, and it's been going on pretty much every day of the week, and we're not done with it yet. Severe weather threats are going to lead into Saturday. So definitely we'll have some severe weather threat across Missouri at some point in time. Primarily looking at tomorrow, Missouri will more than likely see some severe weather with the recent model data that I have looked at. So, still watching the cell here to the west of Andrew. Monmouth too, it's kind of towards the northeast of Monmouth. But it's a pretty nice supercell. So this cell here, the rotation, let me go back here and see the rotation. We might have two supercells going on here. Rotation ain't real defined on here, but we could see a little bit of some rotation somewhere right over in here as well. Oops, let me redraw that. It's not the best drawing, but we could see some rotation there as well. Maybe it hasn't caught up to the scan yet. But definitely some rotation here. And then we have this other supercell. So it's kind of two supercells merging into each other. We've got this supercell here. Let me see if I can draw it out. This is forward flank downdraft basically right in here. And then we have this, it like hooks around somewhere right in there. And then we have this other supercell that has the forward flank downdraft in here, and it also hooks around right in there. So our rotation should be down here by now. Yeah, it's a little bit of a better scan now. The rotation should be on this cell, should be on Onslow there. Near Onslow. This rotation is still going on near the east. Excuse me, the west of Andrews. So, still radar indicated, not real tight couplets. This one near Onslow is a real broad rotation actually. So, still have this cell going on up here that appears to be, they've not downgraded the tornado warning on it. It's still pretty hard to tell where the rotation is on that, so it looks a little bit less organized, so it might not still be observed actually. But I would still remain in my storm shelters. Any of these tornado warnings, remain in your storm shelter. This one only lasts for 2 more minutes. But we still have this one that lasts for another 17 minutes. Like Princeton and Kingston should still be remaining in your storm shelters until this particular tornado warning is canceled. It doesn't look real strong though, so might be some good news there. This cell here is starting to exit out of Wisconsin here. But definitely getting messy now. Some of these storms are starting to merge into each other, basically causing a real big mess and just blobs of storms everywhere. Let's hop down here and take a look at this tornado warning, because this one we might need to keep an eye on with it being a very isolated cell. So when you get an isolated supercell like this, it has all the energy and all the ingredients in the world to work off of. And that means that this one, as it matures a little bit more, it's not looking too organized right now, but as it matures a little bit more, we could definitely see some tornadic activity out of this cell. And this one is, well, Grandview, you guys should be still in Iowa, so you guys should be getting some pretty heavy rain and maybe even some large hail out of this. Definitely getting some hail. Should be getting some hail, Grandview. So if you guys are in Grandview, I mean, I would recommend being in your storm shelters. It's not really a super organized supercell, So I don't think it's going to produce as of right now. But the thing is with Supercells is it's a matter of them tapping into the right ingredient for them to actually develop quickly, and a lot can change within just a few minutes with these storms. Columbus Junction, you guys are out of... I know that you guys are still in the tornado warning, but you guys are out of the threat area with this storm. It's still continuing to push off to the east. So Columbus City and Columbus Junction, you guys can be out of your storm shelters right now. But Grandview, you guys need to be in your storm shelters. It looks like Wapello, it looks like it's going to track just to the north of you guys. That should track just to the north of you guys, so you shouldn't have to really worry about that impacting you guys right now. It's a pretty large tornado warning, but it runs for another 29 minutes. So Grandview, you guys probably got some hail out of this. It's 7 o'clock right now, so probably be extended. The tornado warning will probably be extended into Illinois with this particular isolated supercell. Now, that's kind of going to be up to Illinois if they decide to extend the tornado warning, but I'm guessing that they'll probably extend it once it starts progressing into their warning area. So honestly, if I was in Buffalo Prairie, I would probably go ahead and be looking at the chance of being hit by this supercell. Whether it's tornado warned or not, by the time it gets to you guys, I don't know about that, but it'll probably likely at least go near you guys. So just a heads up there if you guys are in Buffalo Prairie. And that would be in Illinois. So alrighty guys, so we got a new observed tornado warning. Observed tornado warning coming out of Iowa, going in... Well, we're still in Iowa actually. It's going towards Illinois though. This was that cell I was talking about that had it's kind of a big supercell here, and then we had another supercell here. These two were merging together, which has probably caused some convergence to happen and caused this supercell to produce a tornado. So again, north of Andrew, if you guys are north of Andrew, you guys need to be in your storm shelters currently. Tornado warning, observed tornado going on right now 4 miles north of Andrew. So if you guys are 4 miles north of Andrew, you guys are getting hit potentially by a tornado on the ground. Observed tornado warning. It's a pretty strong looking tornado as well. Check that out, guys. This is insane right here. Pretty strong looking tornado. Looks like it's kind of flattened out a little bit there, but still need to be in our storm shelters. Take a look at the correlation coefficient. See if we can't depict out possible tornado touchdown here. looks pretty difficult. I mean, possibly, definitely, I mean, it would be rain wrapped, guys. If this storm has a tornado on the ground, it's going to be rain wrapped, so you guys are not even going to really be able to honestly remotely see the tornado. So that's why you guys need to be in your storm shelters. This is absolutely insane because this would be absolutely rain wrapped. So again, I would say rotation is still ongoing a little bit north of Andrew here. This would be in Iowa, guys. So Andrew, Iowa. It's going to be tracking into Illinois before too long as well. So a lot of storms having the history of tornadoes, producing tornadoes today. Looks like we have another tornado warning. This time, this will be up in Wisconsin. 23 minutes left for this tornado warning. Waldwick and Blanchardville, you guys are included in this tornado warning. Blanchardville, you guys still have time to get into your storm shelters. So if you guys are in the town of Blanchardville, you guys need to be getting into your storm shelters. It looks like the rotation with this storm is going to be down here. So it's kind of riding right along this line here. Of course, we still have that radar indicated tornado warning up near Madison, Wisconsin. That one expires here in the next 7 minutes. Let's hop down here to this observed tornado warning, with the rotation being north of Andrew. Measure that distance out. It should be about 4 miles north of Andrew. This should be the rotation right there. And of course, this would be rain wrapped. So if anything, you wouldn't be able to see this tornado coming if you were outside or anything, which I would highly recommend that you are not outside. They did extend this observed tornado warning for another 36 minutes. So this should be producing a tornado. Should definitely be producing a tornado. It's hard to tell with the CC. I don't really see, but the velocity of the storm. Oh, we do have a real nice tight couplet there. So this probably is likely producing a tornado right now, be it north of Andrew. So about 4 miles north of Andrew. This should be producing a tornado. Again, this is an observed tornado warning that's going to be extending into Illinois right now. So, Pleasant Valley, Illinois, you guys have plenty of enough time to be in your storm shelters, getting into your storm shelters. Hanover, Illinois, also need to be in your storm shelters right now. Savannah, Illinois, you guys need to be in your storm shelters. Let's see here. Those are anybody in the path of this storm. You guys need to be in your storm shelters. If you guys are in between Savannah and Hanover, Illinois, you guys need to be in your storm shelters. Pleasant Valley, anywhere north of Pleasant Valley, let's take a look here. Anybody south, about 8 miles south and in between Pleasant Valley, Illinois, you guys need to be in your storm shelters right now. And then anybody that is going to be about 6.5 miles north or in between a Pleasant Valley, you guys need to be in your storm shelters. This is an observed tornado warning, so tornado warning, or the tornado should be ongoing. Rotation appears to be somewhere about 5 miles to the northeast of Andrew, Iowa. Some of these tornado warnings will be expiring. It does look like, let's hop back down here. I know we have that observed tornado warning. We're going to hop down here real quick, though. Take a look at the velocity. I mean, the reflectivity, sorry. This supercell that's ongoing kind of looks elevated in nature. It's more of a linear line there, so it kind of does appear to be elevated in nature. Probably some phenomenal structure off this supercell, though. So,
weather alert, severe thunderstorm
warning in effect. It's going to be extended into Illinois. So again, like I said, Buffalo Prairie, you guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. And then we also have Reynolds. Reynolds is under a severe thunderstorm warning. And it might be trying to get a little bit more organized. It still has that elevated supercell look. It's not super, it's kind of more linear mode. I mean, it has that supercell look, but it's not hooked around kind of like a classic supercell would. It's still kind of trying to get its act together, it looks like. So, Buffalo Prairie, you guys are going to get hit with this cell. So, probably expect some large hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this. You guys do need to be on the lookout for the potential of a tornado, though, because it does have a possible tornado tag on this. So, majority of your hail is going to happen up into the forward flank downdraft of this storm. And then you'll have a lot of stronger winds around the rear flank downdraft of it. But right now, it's not looking like it's hooked around too much. So, but we do need to keep an eye on that as it progresses. Let's head back up here to this observed tornado. This cell here is a total different story. We have all of this stuff going on out over here, and then you have the supercell right here that is going on. This here is going to be a rain-wrapped tornado if it's producing a tornado right now. Rotation right now looks a little bit less than it had looked. I think it looks a little bit more broad in nature now. It's about near Springbrook, north of Springbrook. Let's just say the center of the rotation somewhere around 3.6 miles north of Springbrook. And that'll be heading east. That'll be heading eventually Pleasant Valley, Illinois will experience this line of storms that's pushing in. And then Hanover should definitely, but you guys, I would suggest anybody in Hanover, Pleasant Valley, Savannah, and anybody in between, you guys definitely need to be in your storm shelters, as this cell definitely has the potential of producing a tornado. It is an observed tornado warning, so it could still be producing, but it could also be recycling at this point. Tornado warning up here in west of Madison, Wisconsin. That has expired. And then we have this one here that's radar indicated near Hollandale and Blanchardville. Still remain in your storm shelters. It's still radar indicated. Only 14 minutes left on this particular cell. We should also keep an eye on this cell back here as well. It has a little bit of some rotation going on, a little bit weaker rotation, but rotation is still there, and we should definitely keep an eye on that cell as it pushes off to the east. Let's hop back down here to that isolated supercell. Still looking pretty much elevated. Not really hooked around that much. More so of the edge is not really hooked around, so it's kind of like a straight edge there. And this cell is probably going to primarily be producing large hail and damaging winds. Maybe a tornado out of this cell. Tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning. Lots of severe weather going on this evening, folks. So you guys need to stay weather aware going into the rest of this evening. Let's hop down here to Oklahoma and Texas. We don't have a whole lot going on here right now in Oklahoma or Texas. It looks like some of these storms are not really taking off that great. We have this one severe thunderstorm warning here for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This is mostly for wind, and I can tell you guys why this is mostly for wind. It's not a huge line of storms, but there is a line of storms that stretches just like this, and it's going to be pushing in this direction. And I'll show you guys that. We'll be pushing in that direction, and it's going to be causing a lot of wind. You may get some small hail out of this cell. It's going to mostly be causing a lot of wind with that particular cell. Like I said, we could see some severe weather up here in Kansas. Models were kind of showing some storms developing a little bit later on. We'll see how that kind of plays out. So, tornado warning has expired for this cell as anticipated. I totally anticipated that this tornado warning would expire, especially with this storm looking a lot like an elevated supercell. So, Buffalo Prairie, you guys are still in the path of this. Strong winds, large hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and large hail, tornado possible tag. And then mostly have just a few handfuls of tornado warnings going off right now. one up here, still Hollandale and Blanchardville. And then we also have this one for another 10 minutes, radar indicated, near, it's going to be pushing into Woodbine. And then this one is still showing that observed tornado tag on it. So again, Pleasant Valley, Illinois, being your storm shelters right now. Hanover, you guys are probably getting hit with this supercell. Springbrook, you guys are getting hit basically right in the middle of a supercell, kind of looks like a supercell there. Kind of has a slight little hook there. Rotation on this, not really looking that great, to be honest with you. It's real broad in nature. I don't really see a whole lot to really show you guys on this. I would say that, I mean, a tornado has probably occurred with the storm, obviously, with the observed tag, but I would say that right now, the rotation is real broad, so we might not have a current tornado still ongoing with this particular cell. Let's go ahead and zoom out and show you guys this just big blob of mess here. Have this big blob of mess that just extends. It literally just extends all the way down through here, and then we have like these little supercells that get embedded within this line that I drew out. And then we have this one little lone supercell here, this isolated supercell down here that's remaining elevated. So also have a few storms going on out to the east here. Ohio, you guys have some severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing. We could take a look at some of those. Doesn't look super strong as far as another big blob, basically, and they're putting some severe thunderstorm warnings on some of these, probably for hail and wind as well. Alright, so like I just said, guys, let's go ahead and show you guys what I was just explaining to you. So this particular cell, as I mentioned, I said it had an observed tornado tag on it. I said that the rotation looked pretty weak. And I said that there's probably likely not no tornado on the ground with this. They probably just didn't update it quite yet. And here's the rotation with this, somewhere over in this direction. Right now, it's only a radar indicated threat, so nothing to be real concerned about right at the moment. The rotation really looks relatively weak, but that doesn't mean that you guys are clear to be out of your storm shelters quite yet, because Pleasant Valley is fixing to get hit with this supercell. So you guys do need to be in your storm shelters if you're in Pleasant Valley, Illinois, as this is still tornado warned, only radar indicated, but the storm has the history of producing tornadoes. Another 5 minutes for the tornado warning that is just north of that. Also got 1-inch hail being possible with that cell. All these storms are kind of just squishing together, kind of like a sandwich, you know? So it's kind of like they're all just smashing together and basically creating this blob, this line of storms that's kind of just like a blob. And before too long, I would say that we'll probably be likely dealing with mostly a wind threat. I mean, right now we've already got some severe thunderstorm warnings that, especially across like Madison, Wisconsin, you guys are in a severe thunderstorm warning, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and some large hail being possible. But a tornado possible tag is on that cell, but we only got about, when this one expires, when this tornado warning expires, we're only going to have one tornado warning left, because this one will expire. This one up here is going to expire. That's up in Hollandale and Blanchardville, which, by the way, guys, if you're in Mineral Point, you guys can be out of your storm shelters. The storms have passed that has posed a threat for tornadoes and severe thunderstorm warnings. Waldwick, you guys could probably likely be out of your storm shelters. Blanchardville, you guys are probably going to be in the clear here before too long, and Hollandale as well. You guys, if I didn't mention Hollandale, you guys can be out of your storm shelters. We still have a few rounds of storms to pass through here, at least another round behind this main supercell. So, got this area right here that'll pass through going this way, which it'll all kind of shift together, but so severe thunderstorm warnings will still be in effect for probably these cells here, but still radar indicated for this supercell. Tornado warning, radar indicated. Take a look at the velocity. Velocity, we may have a little bit of rotation right here off the edge of this storm. Right there, it's definitely gonna be rain wrapped rotation there, but this will be 4 miles to the west of Pleasant Valley, Illinois. So you guys have a little bit of a rotation going on right there, but other than that, tornado warning is only radar indicated, but we may keep an eye on that rotation as it progresses. Only 2 minutes left for that one. 2 minutes left for this tornado warning just north of the other tornado warning I just showed you, which only has 17 minutes left. If this rotation starts to go off, though, they may extend that tornado warning. So definitely should keep an eye on this rotation just to the west of Pleasant Valley. So if you guys live in Pleasant Valley, Illinois, keep an eye on that rotation. It may diminish, it may strengthen up. It all kind of depends. So tornado warnings are about to expire here. Got 2 that's fixing to expire, and then this one's only going to last for another 16 minutes. Unless they extend it. Most of this is starting to look like some a huge wind threat, basically. So, this rotation's kind of gotten pretty broad here near Pleasant Valley. Starting to kind of look like a huge wind threat as of right now. Alrighty, guys. So basically, since we're pretty much getting down to only one tornado warning right now, I'm going to keep an eye on this. and see if anything pops off. Looks like as I mentioned, I showed you guys the rotation that was kind of right here. It's pretty broad. It was a pretty broad area near Pleasant Valley, Illinois, but I'll kind of keep an eye on this. We're kind of getting down to mostly severe thunderstorm warnings as of right now, and I'm still going to continue to track some of these storms on the radar, keep an eye on some of these storms as they progress. But I'm going to cut off the live stream right now. I want to thank you guys for joining in. We still do have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing in up from Illinois all the way up to Wisconsin, and one tornado warning that's ongoing, which is this one that's only going to last for 14 more minutes, which is tracking into Illinois. So I'll keep an eye on those. Got some other severe thunderstorm warnings popped off. But I'm going to cut off the live stream. I want to thank everybody for joining in this evening. And be sure to stay weather aware. We're not done with severe weather. More severe weather is on the way, especially for tomorrow. And then we're also going to see more severe weather that extends even into Saturday of this week. So be sure to be looking for updates. If you guys don't follow me on my Facebook page, Hunter Smith Storm Chaser, you guys can follow me. Look me up on Facebook and hit that follow button. Also be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll be doing more of these live streams, so this is something that I'll be incorporating in on this channel here. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on severe weather coverage. Thank you guys so much for joining in, and I'll catch you guys in the next live.